Hello, everyone. What is going on? This is Coach Sean from A1 Fitness. I'm here for today's video, and today I'm going to speak about building self-confidence on your fitness journey. All right, massive topic. Literally, I believe that when it comes to getting results, or even just starting in a fitness journey, health and wellness, or whatever you want to call it, it comes down to confidence. All right, because embarking on a fitness journey can be really, really transformative. Like it really, really kind of can get you amazing results. Like just starting off is the main thing. But unfortunately, for a lot of us, myself included, before I started, self-doubt often holds us back, which is why I'm going to speak into this a little bit more today, so we can dive straight on in. So first off, team, overcoming self-doubt and building self-confidence, it's essential for success, not just in health and fitness, but life in general. So there's a couple of different things that you can do that I'm going to go into in more details, in particular, 5 ways to actually help build up your self-confidence. And they are acknowledging your doubts, setting realistic goals, seeking knowledge and guidance, celebrating your progress, no matter how small, finding support, and also learning from your setbacks along the way. By doing these 5 things, you can actually cultivate self-belief and really, really thrive in your fitness journey. So in today's video, I'm going to dive into these 5 ways that you can actually build up your self-confidence, and I'm going to dive into them in a bit more detail now. So as I said, the first one, all right, I want to be acknowledging and challenging self-doubt. So recognize that self-doubt for a lot of us is a really, really common feeling, all right, but it doesn't have to define you. All right, you want to constantly question your negative thoughts and fears and actually push past your comfort zone. So let's take an example. Before I started in my journey 5 years ago, I just didn't feel motivated to do anything. I didn't feel motivated to eat well. I didn't feel motivated to exercise. I didn't feel motivated to even just go for walks unless it was like to the pub. I didn't feel motivated to do anything because it was all comfortable. I was in a comfortable position. All right. I was in a job. I was like just sort of going around with life and stuff like that. Just everything was just falling into place super, super comfortably. But when I actually was able to push past that comfort zone and actually do something in my health and fitness that I had never done before, I remember when I first walked into a gym, I signed up to do some classes that I'd never done before in my life. And I was like literally shit scared of doing it. All right. Because it was outside of my comfort zone. And what happens for a lot of us is we don't ever go outside that comfort zone, just like I wouldn't have before. But eventually, like when I decided I was doing this, I was like, no fucks being given here. Like this has to be done. I need to change my life. And I did, because I pushed past that comfort zone. All right. So when these negative thoughts come up, team, you need to question them. You need to ask yourself why these are coming up, and like, what is the real reason behind it? So maybe there's some like fear behind, pushing past your comfort zone, going to do something different. The fear of failure, the fear of success, even the fear of being different. Like all of these different things used to come up for me. Okay, so for me, it was more the fear of failure. So it's like I tried so many different things in the past. I tried like eating better. I tried like certain diets that my mom told me to go on. Like I started, did sort of other exercise. And I was like, well, what difference is this going to make? But when I literally made that decision that I'm not going to let these negative thoughts affect me anymore, I'm not going to be scared about what if I fail anymore. And like, I'm actually willing to push past the comfort zone, my comfort zone. Everyone's comfort zone is different. I actually went in and I got the results that I wanted, and I continued on moving on forward with that. So think about that for a minute. Okay, so acknowledge and challenge self-doubt, acknowledge and challenge your negative thoughts. All right, write them down, figure out what they are. All right, and when you're next looking at embarking on a health and fitness journey, just get ready to push past your comfort zone. That is the only way you're going to be able to get the results. So the next one, setting realistic goals. Okay, so you want to be breaking down your goals into achievable milestones. All right, this is huge because so many people bite off way more they can chew, myself included. All right, like let's look at this as an example right now. You're not going to the gym. You're not even doing any exercise right now. Maybe you're not even eating better. You're just constantly just snacking between every meals, eating all the shitty, high fatty foods. And you're saying to yourself, right, Monday, I'm going to go all in, and I'm not going to eat any processed foods. I'm going to exercise every day. I'm going to go for a 30-minute walk every day when you're doing nothing, and then you're going to 100. What do you think is going to happen? It will maybe last for a week, 2 weeks, a month if you're super motivated, and then it will just fall flat. And that's what most people do, and that's what I used to do. Okay? Because it's not realistic. It's not realistic for you to go from doing nothing to doing everything and expecting the results. It has to happen slowly. All right, I've learned that the hard way. Okay, when you do then break these down into small bits and achievable sort of milestones, you want to celebrate those little things along the way, because then what will happen is you will boost your confidence and you'll boost your motivation little by little, and then you're actually like your confidence and your motivation levels grow. Rather than what happens is when people start on all these sort of fad diets and stuff like that, their motivation is really high at the start, and that's great. And then as they go on and it starts getting, even harder, because maybe they're restricting themselves from their favorite foods, maybe they're exercising too much, so they're feeling burnt out because they've literally gone from nothing to everything. The motivation then completely drops, goes even probably lower than where it was before. And then you end back up where you were. And maybe if you do that again and again and again and again, your motivation is literally just going to be nothing. So in order to get back up, all right, you got to push through your comfort zone first, set an achievable milestone. Okay, so maybe if you're not doing anything right now, set yourself up for 2 to 3 walks a week. All right, super easy. Just get out, get some air, 15 to 30 minutes. That's it if you're doing nothing. Okay, if you are someone who's already getting in some regular exercise, but you want to challenge yourself a bit more, you're looking for other results, cool. Maybe start adding some weights. All right, maybe start doing some different type of exercises that will help out with your mobility. Because when a lot of us do some strength training, what actually sometimes is lacking is our mobility from helping us get to the next levels. We actually might need to do some mobility routines. All right, so look at that. Okay, but these have to be realistic, achievable milestones, guys. Otherwise, you're not going to keep with them. And unfortunately, that's what happens to most of us. Again, to use myself as an example, before I started my journey, this is exactly what happened to me. I would go on some type of fad diet I would just fucking cut out all carbs, cut out something that I loved or whatever. I said to myself, I'm going to go like walking every day. It was like all these examples that I'm giving you are stuff I used to do, and I just never kept to them. Just never did. And motivation just kept going down and down and down until eventually I just got really, really sick of it. And I just made that decision. I'm like, no, nothing's going to stop me now. We're just going for it. So from there, you want to educate yourself and actually then seek the guidance on what it is you're looking to achieve. So you probably all, if you're watching this video, know something already about fitness, about health, what you need to do, but maybe you're not doing it, and that's okay. All right. So in order for you to actually not take your knowledge to another level, you actually need to be seeking some guidance from someone that will help you get there, because it's very, very hard for people to do this sort of stuff on their own. Like I mentioned, I knew what the benefits of exercise and what it would do for me before I was starting my journey. But I said to myself, I have to go and seek some guidance. I have to go and do some classes. I have to go be held accountable by someone in order for me to actually get the results that I'm looking for. Okay, so seek guidance from professionals or experienced individuals or someone who has gone through the same thing that you want. Okay, so knowledge reduces the uncertainty then around sort of, will I get these results, will I not? All right, by just learning more. All right, but then you need to take action. And then from there, that will build your confidence. So after that, well, during all of that, basically, you want to be celebrating your progress, because it's not about perfection. It is about progress. Okay, really, really so important. So write that down. Celebrate progress, not perfection. So focus on celebrating your achievements and your small steps forward instead of striving for perfection. All right, perfection does not exist. Perfection is just a word. Okay, celebrating the progress every step of the way is how you're going to get the results. Okay, really, really is. And a lot of us, again, think that it has to be perfect. It's like, oh, I need to have this meal plan that I'm going to focus on perfectly for like the rest of my life. I need to have this exercise program perfectly like mapped out for me. It's like, that's not going to work. Life will just get in the way. Okay, it can't be perfect. So instead, you need to do something that's progressive. Do something that works with your lifestyle, like certain principles around nutrition that you can, sort of even out maybe, or, yes, consistently do it, but not have to be perfect with it all the time. Okay. And then, of course, when things don't necessarily go to perfection, embrace self-compassion and accept it. All right. You're not a failure if something doesn't work out one day because you've got all this other stuff going on. You got all your other responsibilities as a woman, like taking care of your family, like working as well, doing stuff for your spouse, your kids, whichever, your other family members. Like, just embrace self-compassion and actually accept that you're not superhuman. All right. You're not, you know what I mean? And that's okay. There's very, very few of us that are. And a lot of people strive to sort of be these like, super people that we see on Instagram. But that's not the way life works either. Okay. So you want to be celebrating your progress, not perfection. And then probably the most important one then would be surrounding yourself with supportive people. So what I mean by that is you want to connect yourself with like-minded individuals. All right. You want to join fitness communities, join sports teams, join like running groups, walking groups, whichever, or even better, find like a workout buddy or someone you can go and do some exercise or some walks or some yoga with. Okay. Supportive networks then provide motivation and accountability. Again, like it did with my classes than I did when I started my fitness journey. That provided me the accountability that I needed in order to continue to go on. Because before I was just trying it on my own and it wasn't working. All right. So sometimes we need that extra bit of motivation and accountability. And it maybe if you're someone as well who finds it hard to hold yourself accountable to things, like it's really good to have someone as well, like a coach or someone to sort of help you to hold you actually accountable to them. So say, for example, like if you're finding it difficult sticking to doing your exercises, but yeah, if you have a coach who has your, roadmap there planned out for you, like you're going to have to show up for them then. So do you want to let them down? Not necessarily. So maybe that would be a good way, for you to think about it as well. So, because I know that for me, obviously it's different now, but I didn't used to show up for myself. I didn't used to prioritize my health, my fitness at all, my health in general. And I just didn't hold myself accountable to things. But when I have like someone supportive, which is my amazing partner, Danielle, to actually hold me accountable to the things that I say I'm going to do, that changed. Because then if you don't do it, you're letting that person down. Right? But a lot of us find it very easy to let ourselves down, but we find it very hard to let other people down. Okay, so use that as a strategy. Really, really important. And then finally, you want to be embracing failure and learning from your setbacks. So like I mentioned already, you want to be focusing on progress, not perfection. And along the way for that, along the way of doing that, there's going to be some things that come up that you might sort of think as failures. Okay, but literally, guys, failing is just our first attempt in learning. All right, that's all it is. FAIL, fail, first attempt in learning. Heard that from one of my someone in one of my other online communities that I'm a part of, and it stuck with me since I've heard it. It's absolutely amazing way of looking at it. So you want to view your failures as opportunities to grow. You want to analyze your setbacks, and from then what you can do is make adjustments from those setbacks. Okay, so you're not just going to go and continue to do the same thing over and over again. That's like the definition of insanity. But you're going to figure out, right, okay, what did work, what didn't work, and then make those adjustments and then keep moving forward. So every setback strengthens your resilience and strengthens your self-belief, and therefore, again, builds your confidence. Because building self-confidence on your fitness journey requires super amount of self-awareness. All right, so you really need to become self-aware. And once you become self-aware, it will obviously then increase your perseverance as well. So you're actually able to sort of keep on going with what it is that you're doing. Because when we become self-aware of all these certain things that are getting in our way, then we actually know how to adjust and we know how to pivot and move in another direction in order to get to where we want to go. So acknowledge your self-doubt, set realistic goals, seek knowledge and guidance, celebrate progress, find support, and embrace failure as a chance to grow, team. Okay, so let self-confidence guide you to becoming healthier and happier, because that should be the goal. All right, more self-confidence, more energy. The goal isn't, obviously there's going to be some other aesthetic goals like looking better in the mirror, dropping some weight, fitting more comfortably into your clothes, your dress, your trousers, your work outfits, whichever. All right, but what's underneath all of that is self-confidence. Okay, and that is the most important thing. All right, growing your self-confidence. So that's all for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, sort of really, important topic that I like to speak about, because I speak to a lot of ladies, and they're like, I'm just looking to lose weight, to feel better about myself, or want to fit into another outfit and stuff like that. But again, that's great to have those goals, but look even deeper than that, and like realize that it is all about the confidence that you want to build from that. And when you understand that a bit level deeper, then you just got to go for it. So if you're interested in learning more about how you can start embarking on your own fitness journey with us at A1 Fitness, simply comment below with the word coaching and we'll reach out to you. So again, that's all for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave any questions in the comments, and I look forward to speaking to you very soon. Take it easy.